I want to move on to something else that popped up on my timeline this week that I think is relevant. And we're going to be talking about the women again, which is 50's favorite topic. Let me put it up on the screen because this is some biblical level of brattiness. I mean, I've seen a lot of bratty stuff. It looks like this girl is trying to do a story or some kind of social media post. Well, I'll just play it. Like, you guys can see this. Let me know if the audio doesn't play when I put this up on the screen, but I think it's set to play. So just have a listen to this.
The egg was not on the salmon.
So can I please get a new one? I don't want to eat it.
Leave already. Why are you even here?
You're joking, right? I can't make this up.
Why is the egg not on the salmon?
You guys can see clearly that I'm not making this up. Like, I can't make this up. Do you guys see this egg that's not on here?
I'm sorry, we're too busy to entertain this. I'm sorry. We would have to ask you.
Okay, so I ordered a salmon benedict, which the egg clearly is supposed to be on, and then why is the sauce even on the side? Like, it's supposed to be on top. Can I just speak to the manager? Like, I'm so confused.
I am the manager.
I really don't know who hired you to be a manager, but I can clearly see that you are not, the right person for this job. I'm gonna try to put this on. If it like opens on the way, I'm literally gonna have to ask you to bring me in. Oh my god,
dude.
Can I get a new one?
Sorry,
Can I please get a new one with like a new plate? It's to be aesthetic for my story. Because I'm honestly not eating this until you bring me a new one.
sorry.
I'm actually leaving. I'm so sorry. Like, I'll just leave. You can just serve this to the next person because I didn't eat it yet. But I really appreciate it.
So if you guys didn't catch that, that's a vocal tonation called vocal fry. Have you guys heard about vocal fry?
Just about up speak.
Is it up talking? Is it like talking totally like this? My name is Dan.
It's gotta be on the egg. Oh my god, it's ruining my story. Like this.
That's how dumbasses talk.
Essentially, this is the pinnacle. I've seen some bratty stuff show up in my timeline. Ian Miles Chong shared this. It says, learned helplessness, entitlement. What's even worse is that she chose to upload this. Well, she's one of these social media influencers that is like, oh, here's a picture of my breakfast. And because the egg isn't on top of the salmon and the Benedict sauce isn't poured all over it, it's not aesthetically pleasing enough for her. So she wants to talk to the manager with that vocal fry. I've seen some biblical levels of brattiness and entitlement, but I think this here tops it for the week. I need to get some kind of like, can somebody make me some kind of like graphic avatar that I can play at the end of endless like brattiness? It would just be epic.
Dude, I'm chopping some chives here at the moment, and I made salmon last night, so I think I should probably comment on this. But one of my all-time favorite chefs is a guy called Marco Pierre White, and he is famous for. Somebody complained about the meal in one of his restaurants in London years ago, so he came out and he threw them out of his restaurant.
Yeah,
he didn't say, "Oh, sorry." He just said, "Get out, go on." He came out straight out with all the dirt all over him.
I'm like literally tearing up. It's so funny.
You like cooking, right, 50?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm doing at the moment. I just got chives in my garden. I'm chopping them up, and I'm going to make eggs. I don't know, eggs with avocado or home cured bacon or something.
One of the hardest places, hardest jobs, and hardest environments you can be in is in a high-level restaurant kitchen.
I've worked in two. It's insane.
It's almost as bad as in a
military
calling center or a trading floor. Like it gets to the level of like a Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah,
it's that kind of debauchery because it's long hours, it's hard, it's tough. There's little room for error. Like every single mistake that you do ruins the plate. Like you cannot do.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't take 4 mistakes in a row to ruin a plate. It just takes one.
Yeah, and it's I mean, I got trained by a guy up in Massachusetts, and he the restaurant was quiet one night. He told me how to cook chicken, and that's it's always my gauge on a restaurant is how moist their chicken breast is. And he showed me how to cook it properly. And he was weighing tables one night, and he came back in twice, and he said compliments to the chef on the chicken. Looks like I taught you something. But it's an insanely intense environment, and when that person has no idea what's going on in the back end of that kitchen with dishwashing, supplies, everything. It's mayhem back there trying to bring that to fruition. And people have said to me in the past, "Oh, why don't you start a restaurant?" I said, "No, it's one of the hardest things. It's one of the hardest things to do." And I spoke to restaurant owners; they don't have any days off. They don't have a day off,
and the margins are almost always terrible.
Yeah,
that's not necessarily true.
Well, for 90% of them it is.
They're razor thin
for the margins.
Well, unless it's steaks.
You can go to 30% EBITDA, which is basically that translates into some other term in English finance, like the disposable cash flow at the end of the year, right?
And that's not great. Even 30% margins are not good. That's not great for a business.
If you're doing $5 million in turnover, that's huge.
For restaurants, the 30% margin is pretty good. I mean,
that's godlike.
They're they're not elf businesses. They're not easy, lucrative, or fun.
And
they're a lot of work.
One more thing that I'd like to add is that you have the heat from the entire store, from the entire shop, from everybody depending on you. Because if your food is not good enough, nobody gets a tip.
Yeah.
What's good about this though is there's a trend pushing back on these bratty, girls. Like you see it a lot in the workout space. There's this guy Joey Swole. He does this on social media a lot, where he'll take these clips from women where they're complaining about somebody walking in front of their camera while they're doing the set, or somebody like off in the distance that might look at them for like a fleeting glance or offer to help them put the plates away. And then they make up some big deal about how this guy's a creep or whatever, or why is he here, or why is he walking in front of my camera? And there's a lot more pushback for that now. So I think society in general doesn't have a lot of tolerance for a lot of this bratty behavior. There's probably a small portion of their audience where they think that, oh, this will get me more views, or maybe this will get some reach because I'm lecturing them or I'm pulling the Karen. Nobody likes a Karen. Not even Karens like Karens. You ask a Karen that's been a Karen that sees a Karen, they don't like it either.
Well, I think one thing that hasn't been mentioned too is that there was a little bit of like, who the fuck is this bitch from the waitress, right? You know, and she just wasn't having it though, right? And she's like, get the manager. She's like, I am the manager. She wasn't, but I mean, she's just like, no, I'm not going to put up with your shit though. Fucking like, there's that saying, the customer is always right. She's like, no, I'm not putting up with your shit. Get the fuck out though, right? If you want to leave, get the fuck out then, right?
Well, when you think about the type of attention that these women averagely get, it's all about hard eyes, it's all about emojis, it's all about you're so amazing, it's all about how you're so attractive and I love your stuff. So anything that is, it doesn't even have to be to the contrary. Anything that is just not aligned with that worshiping and kissing of their feet, they perceive as a slight. Walking in front of a camera, it's not like the guy kicked it over. There are very few people that record their stuff at the gym. Most people don't do it at my gym. I went to a gym in New York where people only did it because they were power lifters and they needed to look at their forms to make sure they were hitting depth so they could compete.
Right.
But there are very few people at my gym that it's busy all the time. Parking lot's always full that really record themselves. So it's a very small modicum of people that are actually doing this. So to think that most people are constantly looking out for your tripod to make sure they don't walk in front of it, it's just asinine.
Did you guys see that comment that Dan Bilzerian put out earlier this week? Here, I'll put it up on the screen real quick. And for those of you that are listening instead of watching, offering $5K for the best video of someone soccer punting an idiot influencer's tripod camera while they're using it to film in the gym.
This is what the internet was made for. This is brilliant.
More of that.
Yeah. We should crowdfund that.
You don't even. I'll pay for it. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here. That clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here and pin down below in the top comment. You'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.